Hi everyone, my name is Alex Bowen. What I am going to be doing is basically these sort of short to medium length-ish videos on basically the influences that I have had and experienced with music. And it's mainly to do with the hard house, trance, hardcore, and any other sort of dance music style that has had a big influence on me. Now these are my own opinions. This is how I, personally see it and what I've gone through and how it sort of influenced my life and what I have done within, that sort of scene itself. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the first two Hard House mix CDs that I bought in roughly, I think it was the year 2000, and what they have, given me in terms of what I know and what they've done, for me itself. The first one I'm going to be talking about itself today is this big one here that I first purchased, and this was my first ever hard house manual itself. Now, this is called the Nucleus Hard House Anthems, mixed by BK and Fergie, who are two well respected DJs and producers within the music scene itself. Now, what you have on here is a list of different sort of DJs and producers down the bottom there who I will, list out in a minute. But you can probably see on there who where I got it from originally, which is Virgin Megastore. 15.99, which would have been a rough sort of price back in the day itself. And it was bought at what was known back then as Virgin Megastore. And unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. But it was a great place, to sort of get CDs and other bits as well. So on this mix CD itself, you have Tony DeVitt. Now he was one of the biggest sort of DJs within the dance music scene itself. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but his influence on the scene itself and certainly within Hard House was very well respected, and he's very much missed. So it's such a shame, and I never unfortunately got to see him play live because I was too young. But I would have loved to have seen him because, like I say, he was one of those DJs that you could look up to and say, yeah, he's top. You also got on here as well E&M, OD404, Lisa Lashes, Andy Farley, BK and Fergie, of course, Lisa Pinup, Nick Sentence, Pete Waterman, and Mauro P. Cotto. So there is on here songs that you will probably recognize if you're into the hard house scene. And if you're kind of new to it, these were sort of ones that, sort of were there and people loved and, sort of helped with that sort of, sort of pushing through the hard house when it was starting to get big. So you have got on here the likes of Perpetual Motion, Keep on Dancing. You've got Highgate Pitching. You also have Perfect Phase Horny Horns. You have Commisera, Let Me Show You, which, of course, this one came out roughly around about 97, 98. It was an absolute massive anthem and is still very much used today. And it's one that, everybody just pretty much loves. You've also got on there one that Tony DeVitt did, which is called Are You All Ready? Again, another one that is, an absolute great one to listen to. You also have the likes of DJ Misja and DJ Tim, which is Access. And you have Cortina Music is Moving. And you've also got Lisa Lashes Looking Good. So, one of the big and main ones that I love on this CD is Yamanda Egencress. This was, I believe, the B-side to Synth Strings. Yamanda, of course, being Paul Masterson. And he did various different, sort of tunes under the Yamanda guise. And I love Egencress because it's got a nice sort of, bouncy sort of feel to it. But it's one that, you were like, oh, this is on the B side rather than the A side. But actually, it works pretty well. And fair play to Fergie for putting it in as his first tune because I think it's, that was great. You've also got under that then the second tune that he's been mixing it into, which is Desirano versus DJ Ricky, Feeling All Right. This was the first blue, as in this colour here, Nucleus Hard House anthem that I bought. And this would have come out, I think, pretty much around about sort of 99, 2000. And yeah, it was one that I absolutely loved back in the day. I don't play it as much now, but again, it had a bouncy feel to it, and that was the main reason why I got that one itself. Another one on here that I do really like is the Cortina Music is Moving one. It's the BK and DBM Amber Mix. Now, it was sort of played out very, very, at high sort of levels, and unfortunately, probably got overplayed a little bit. But again, BK did a very, very good remix on this, and it is again another sort of bouncy one. And you can probably see where this is going with the whole bouncy hard house thing, which is what I love. There are other tunes on here as well, like for example, 99th Floor Elevators, Hooked, Big Noddy Seventh Son, Lisa Lash is looking good, and they've all, are just top great tunes. So, you've got to look at it that this one is a massive influence. You can, of course, pick this up, if anything, on eBay for a very good price, probably in the region of about, let's say, about a couple of quid, all the way up to about 6 or 7, quid in terms of condition itself, maybe even higher. But no, I do really, really enjoy listening to that one. I'm glad that I actually got that the first one. That had a massive influence. The next one I want to talk about is this one here, the Hard House Euphoria series. Now, I believe this was a collaboration between Ministry of Sound and Tidy itself, as you can see from the little label, the Tidy label there. Mixed by Lisa Lashes. And you will again recognize some of these tunes, of course, if you've been in the hard house scene, and if you're quite new to it, then these are tunes that definitely worth listening to. So you've got the likes of Public Domain, Operation Blade, you've got Tony DeVitt, The Dawn. You also have Gridlock 3000, Fantastic Thing. You have Warp Brothers with Fat Bass. You also have on here Lisa Lash's Unbelievable. And I'll give you one more, which is Signum Just Do It. Now, for me, the main one that I like on here is on the first CD, track number 3, which is called Pranksters the Loud Rebel. Now, Pranksters had more of a sort of acidy feel to it, but this one had a little bit of a bouncy feel to it as well. And I love this one because it is just completely different. And Lisa did a very good job of, having that one in there. And yeah, I just love that one itself. You've got one of her tunes, of course, Lisa Lash is Looking Good, which is one of the firm favourites within Tidy itself, because that's the label that it came out on. Again, Tony DeVitt, The Dawn, the Paul James remix is an absolute monster of a tune. And this was one of the last ones I believe that Tony did, because it was kind of like it was coming into a new dawn of hard house, which of course is the reason why it was called that. And it's just, an absolute monster of a tune itself. You also have on here, you also have Fergie and BK Hoovers and Horns. Again, another one that was brought out on the Blue Nucleus Hard House label. And that's a very, very, well respected one. And one more that I will do on here, which is Lisa Lash's Unbelievable. Again, came out on Tidy, and was another big, big hit for them themselves. But yeah, this one you will be able to find on places like eBay, of course, and other sites. But this one is actually, going up in value. You can probably find it from sort of like 3 or 4 quid all the way up to 15 to 20 quid. So it just proves that these sort of CDs are now coming into upper sort of monies, and they're becoming more collectible and desirable. Um, so yeah, this is just something that is for me is a block starter in terms of what got me mainly influenced and into hard house itself. I mean, I started liking a hard house when I was roughly about 15, 16. So this would have been 98 to 99. And that was when the whole sort of that scene was starting to kick in and kick off quite big time. So yeah, but I'm hoping that this, may give some people a little bit of knowledge. Will hopefully, be able to give some people, something of some sort of nature or form. And it would be great to know sort of, how people, have sort of seen this video, whether it is of any help. And, sort of going forward, I'll be able to give more, updates on different things. I will be doing different sort of videos on, for example, flyers, books, CDs, cassette tapes, vinyl, any sort of like little memorabilia that I do have as well. And yeah, it will just be a pretty cool little series that I'll be doing, every now and again. They're not going to be every day, every week, or every month. It will just be as and when I have the time to, to hopefully be able to do it. So, yeah, but I just want to say, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you again. Cheers.